So, what are we making today? Can you remember what it's called? Nope, it's okay. I'll remind you, crème brûlée.
Crème brûlée.
Yeah, that's it, crème brûlée. Okay. And for crème brûlée, you need some specialized equipment. And these things are called crème brûlée dishes. What do you think about these, Frankie?
Crème brûlée dishes.
And we're gonna keep feeding Frankie little pieces of chocolate to make her happy throughout the taping. Because I think there's only one left, so keep your shirt on. Anyway, so you gotta buy these ahead of time. The recipe that we have will actually generate enough mix for 8 of these, but we're only gonna do 4, so we're gonna use half the mix. The other thing, crème brûlée as a basic thing is lovely with vanilla, and it's great, but you can also make many, many variations. One of the recipes we have calls for coffee crystals. Yeah, and for chocolate chips. You like those, don't you? Yeah, we all do. So that's one recipe, and the one we're gonna do today, a little variation, is going to be ginger and orange zest. Take a whiff, smell. What does that smell like?
Gingerbread man.
Gingerbread man, okay. Run as fast as you can.
Run as fast as you can, make him drink.
So what we're gonna do is we're going to get going on this. Oh, the one thing I'll say about it, if you're gonna do a variation that adds liquid, like for instance a pumpkin crème brûlée, and use pumpkin puree, you wanna offset the liquid. So in other words, if you use a cup of pumpkin puree, take away a cup of the liquid, in this case, heavy cream. So having said that, you ready to go, Frankie?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So we're gonna take this, which is a quart of cream, and we're gonna put it on the stove. And we're gonna turn it on kind of high because we just wanna get it hot as quickly as we can. And I'm just gonna put a wire whisk in there. And then in addition to that, it calls for, in this case, for every quart of cream, 3.5 ounces of sugar. So we're gonna scoop the sugar into there. Can you help me out with that, Frankie? Okay, throw it on there, don't spill any. Oh man, you're good. So that's almost an ounce, so you need 3 more of those scoops. Keep going, you're doing great. And we're moving forward. And we're now at 2.5, so we need 1 more ounce, big scoop. There you go, it's okay. Messes are what happens in kitchens. Just a little bit more. I know, it's a lot. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, not exactly perfect, but we're close. All right, so that's 3.5 ounces. We're gonna take that and we're gonna mix it into the heavy cream. Now, if you don't like heavy cream, you can use half and half, because heavy cream is kind of rich and it's expensive. So we're gonna put this here.
But last night I liked the heavy cream.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
It's so good, Master.
Now, what we're also gonna do is we're gonna take a teaspoon of vanilla. In the recipe, it calls for vanilla bean, but vanilla beans are hard to come by right now and they're really expensive. Just use real vanilla extract, please. The imitation stuff is, well, yucky. Is it yuck or is it yum? It's yuck. All right, so then in this case, we're gonna take a little bit of ginger, grated ginger, and some orange zest, and we're gonna put that into the mix. So that's all gonna come to a particular temperature. In the meantime, the difficult part comes in. That's where I need your help, Frankie. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to get, let's see, 6 egg yolks. So we're gonna crack this and we're gonna separate the egg whites.
Look what I did.
Oh, you did a beautiful job. So let me finish that up for you. Get me another egg, please, babe. And then what we're gonna do is
I'll crack it, all right?
yes, separate the egg yolks from the whites. Oh, perfect. I need several more. Can you do it again? So far I've got 3 egg yolks. You need a half a dozen of these. Let's see if I can make this one happen. This is gonna be tough. And you notice that I'm very careful with my egg whites. You can use them for all kinds of things, but you just want to keep track of how many you have, and you want to use half a dozen of these, and then 2 whole eggs. So if you mess one up, just use a whole egg. It's okay, throw it in there. Okay, 1 more, Frankie. And then I need 2 eggs just cracked right into the bowl. Can you do that for me? Oops. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to drop your egg yolk in with the whites, but I got it out safely. So we're gonna go right in there with 2 more eggs. Ready?
I got 2 more.
Okay, you crack it and put it in there. crack it open. Here, I'll help you. Now, open it. Nice and easy. There you go. Drop it in there. Right in there. Beautiful. Now, meanwhile, my cream is getting hot. We're going to get rid of all this mess.
What do with that?
Well, these are egg whites that we're not going to use. But you know what I forgot to mention? You have to preheat your oven to 325. That's the very first thing you should do. So that's important. Yeah, so now we're going to take this liquid, and it's getting hot. I'm going to turn it up to high. This is an induction cooktop, and boy, howdy, it'll get away from you. So then you just...
I'll help you.
You want to whisk?
I'll take care of it.
Very good. She's going to whisk it together. Then we're going to... Very good, Frankie. This is getting nice and warm now.
Look, Matthew.
Matthew's our cameraman, and Frankie wants to talk to Matthew because she likes him. She also has a brother named Matthew, so Matthew's a big thing with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You like Matthew, don't you?
Yeah, my brother Matthew has to see Karen.
What does your brother Matthew do?
Pizza.
He makes pizza, that's correct. All right, so now this water's nice, this cream is nice and hot. You don't necessarily have to bring it to a boil. You just want to get it good and hot. And then we're going to stir it in there, Frankie. You ready? Stir it in. This is hot now, so be careful. Stir, stir. Keep stirring. Good. Now, you don't want to dump this in without stirring it because it will cook the eggs in a way that will not be fortuitous, will not be good. So then you can see how that's all in there.
Now I'm going to mix a lot of it.
Okay, I'm going to take that from you if I may. Kind of hot. I'm going to go back in the pot. And I'm going to use a rubber spatula to get the last of that out, which is right here. So, you know, I don't like to waste. Look how nice and clean.
What did I make inside the pot?
Say what, sweetheart?
Remember yesterday we mixed inside the pot and I did that again?
Sure. We're going to do all this stuff together. So then...
Will you give that back? Will you give it back to me?
I think you should taste this a little bit. Can you taste this and let me know what you think? It might be a little hot. Yuck or yum?
Yum.
Okay, good. So then I just use the same pitcher that I used for the cream, and I'm just going to pour that in there, like so. And as you can see, there'll be some left over, which is fine. You can hold on to it and make 2 batches. If you want to, you can also have the batch as we've said it on the recipe. You want to mix it up? Okay, well, do me a favor. Mix it up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set up for this is probably the most difficult part of this whole recipe, is actually getting these things into the molds and then using a water bath, which is very important for when you cook these off. So Frankie, what we're going to do is we're going to take these guys and we're going to pour into these little containers. And I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to let you pour the water into the water bath. So you can see I have a little bit of a high-sided cookie sheet, and just go to the edge, and you really want to get these full. I mean, otherwise it's not very dramatic, and it's, you know, drama is good in this case. There's a lot of drama with a 3-year-old. But, you know, we can talk about that another day. Right, Frankie?
Yeah.
So you carefully put these in here. Now, the difficult part is to get this from here to the oven without spilling. And if you spill some, guess what? It's okay. Don't worry about it. Right? If we make a mess, we clean it. So now what we're going to do, there's 2 things you could do. One, sticklers will want you to take all the bubbles away. And a way to take the bubbles away is to simply hit it with this blowtorch. And we'll have another use for the blowtorch in a minute. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set this on the oven. And I'm going to ask for you guys to come around here. So this is a really nice oven that has a nice little rack that comes out. But you can see I'm very carefully placing it on this rack.
Then what?
Then what? Then you're going to come over here and help me. Hop down, sweetheart.
I will.
Now remember, this is all very hot.
Okay.
So grab my hand, and we're going to take this water, and we're going to carefully pour it into this water bath. And this is 2 cups of water, which I think is not going to be enough. Hold on, don't touch the oven. I'm just going to get a little bit more water. So let's call it 3 cups of water in this particular pan. And it could be more, it could be less. The idea is to mitigate the effect of the heat on the creme brulee so it coagulates the proteins very, very gently. There's one of these that needs a little topping off. And then you just slide it in. And I spilled a little, it's okay. And then you let it bake for about 35, 40 minutes. I'd set a timer for 25 minutes and check it. And what you want to do is you want to have something that is firm through, but not browned. So Frankie, let's take a look at the finished product here. So these are creme brulees that we made yesterday, yes. And we actually tried this last night, and it was a pretty big hit here around the house. So in order to make creme brulee, what you need to do is you need to scoop some sugar on top of there.
I want to do that. I want to do that.
I'd love for you to do that. Please do. So just put a little scoop on there. All right? And then what you do is you knock it around. So watch this, you guys. So we knock it around, and we let the excess go back into the sugar bowl. It ain't going to hurt anybody, trust me. If you're a purist, then just discard it. Can you do the other one too, Frankie? Now here comes the fun and dangerous part. One of the special pieces of equipment other than the creme brulee bowls or dishes. I know, we're going to do it. We're going to eat some in a minute.
I'm so hungry.
I know, we'll get you. So the other thing that's a specialized piece of equipment that you want to purchase is this fun thing. And this is a blowtorch, which is pretty safe. This part costs about $30. These things, I think, are about $6 or $7, $8. It's basically a propane blowtorch. And so you want to be careful not to touch this. And we're going to turn it on all the way. And we're just going to light it. And that clicks it on and lights. So then what you do is you take your blowtorch and you gently heat the sugar until it gets nice and brown. And what it'll do is it'll create a crust. And if you need more sugar, if you're like, oh, I want more sugar, I want more crust, fine, put some more on, it's okay. You can see I added some right there. And you want to get it to the point where it's just shy of too dark. And you can go on to the other one. So the creme brulees can be made up 2-3 days in advance, put them in the fridge, and then you can just burn them quite dramatically in front of your guests. And this is always a fun thing for people to watch in the kitchen, a corner kitchen, because it's like, you know, feels a little dangerous. And then just turn this guy off. Don't let your kids touch it until it's cool. And then you can see this one's still bubbling, but it sets up nice and crisp relatively quickly. Are you excited about tasting this? Okay, here, taste it.
See, go for it.
Oh my. She seems to like this, you guys. Do you think it's yum? Does it pass the yuck or yum test?
Yum.